you're not here to talk about the car companies, but I just wanted to get your reaction to this because it's a story that just won't go away. I mean, it's you've been going from one country to another. You've probably heard about the Toyota headlines. What does it tell you? Does it tell you the unassailable superiority for quality control that Japan once sported is really crumbling, and this could be an opening for other countries?
I'm certainly not a Japan analyst, and nor am I a car analyst. But one of the calls we are making is that the yen will weaken this year. And that's an interesting phenomenon vis-a-vis some of the Asian markets. For example, the yen-won cross rate is very important for determining the market conditions in Korea. So what we've actually seen, ironically, is people beginning to anticipate some yen weakness, actually shifting money out of a market like Korea towards Japan, interestingly enough, anticipating yen weakness.
Does that lead you to maybe lighten a little bit up on the Korea component here? Yeah,
that's one of the calls that we made late last year. We were reducing on Korea and Taiwan some of the early cycle cyclicals markets in emerging Asia. We retained a core overweight position on China, however, in the Asian region.
Okay. In China, you've been doing quite a bit of housekeeping there. You've removed CCB, MediaTek, CRL from your conviction list, adding life insurance, LFC, Sino-Ocean, Hong Kong-listed company as well. Is there a common theme in that sort of rotation there? Is there some theme which is at play?
The biggest theme is rising inflation. Okay, we don't think there's a massive inflation problem in China, but we're definitely in a period of accelerating inflation. And we've done some work on insurance versus banks. We found the insurance companies tend to be more positively levered to inflation than the banks. Insurance tends to be able to reset premia on the core life business and also benefits from resetting when the bond yields are actually rising. Banks tend to have problems in terms of loan growth, clearly in this sort of environment.
Right.
So, these are good companies, but we just switched between CCB and China into China Life.
And the banks are going through this sort of a moral suasion campaign as well, aren't they? After a bang up 09 in terms of lending, to kind of we're going to keep a tight leash on you guys because you're not going to lend we can't have you lending us off the cliff. So basically, there's a bit of a moral suasion issue there.
That's right.
Financials.
I mean, again, perfectly fairly valued, but we just prefer the life insurer here.
Okay. I'm just looking at some stock picks here or components within what you've put money into, and this is in no particular order. But when I look at Acer, okay, you said you were lightening up on Taiwan per a call last year. CNOOC, okay, that's energy. Hutchison Whampoa, interesting there. Very much a retail-focused play, leveraging the spending power of the consumer. POSCO in the materials space.
Yes.
Reliance Industries, and then WPL Woodside Petroleum there. I can't really find a common theme there, except everything is linked to somebody making products or selling products that somebody is going to need in the end.
I think generally we want to be close to the consumer and we want to have energy. Reliance, Woodside, CNOOC are all energy. And in fact, in our broad lists, we have a very big overweight position on energy. And it's all to do with this move to the mid to late cycle, away from the early cycle. And though we've retained Acer, we've sold a number of other Taiwan tech names in the course of late last year. So we've reduced the tech weighting to buy energy effectively. Is
that just because they've got really sexy laptops that they look really nice on the shelves? They come in really bright colors, I see.
Unfortunately, that's one of the problems with the tech sector is it tends to cannibalize its past products. It moves on to the next thing, so the cycles are very short. And we're just going to be looking at a more problematic environment given where valuations have got to, we feel.
I just hate it when they do that. It's like when they redesign a car and then make my car look like a jalopy or something. It's like, thanks a lot, BMW, Hey, appreciate your time. Okay, I know you're busy on this trip. Thanks for swinging by, John Garner.